what we know, all I'll say about that is this all grew out of civil cases. You know, nobody ran to the cops. Nobody ran to Homeland Security or the police or the FBI and say, I'm the victim of a crime. You know, they ran to plaintiffs' lawyers and said, I want to sue, you know, Mr. Combs. That's how the case started. Good afternoon, everybody. So we made a bail appeal to Judge Carter. It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and I believe inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the Metropolitan Detention Facility. And I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable. Nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial. And I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready. He's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight anymore. I'm not really going to take any questions. But at this point, we are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak. And we are considering our next steps and appealing, court's ruling. All right. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it. He's doing good. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. I'll do that. In the past, Essex County, New Jersey, it's a county facility, but it has a contract with the federal government, and you can get a certain number of federal inmates in Essex County, New Jersey. And in my experience, it's an easier place to deal with. I think it's better for the person being housed there, and it's easier to get access, to him. I mean, one of the hardest things when you're preparing for a very significant trial with a great deal of discovery is you want your client to be able to have access to, the electronic discovery. Nothing nowadays is in paper form. Everything's electronic. So you need to make sure that your client has access to a computer and that it can look at the discovery, that comes in. So that was my idea. All right. I'm going to go. Thank you.
What made you take up the case? What made you take up the case?
I believe it is.
And why did you take his passport? But you know what made him take the case? The money. He's going to take his millions and that's it. That's it. No fear, Charles.
Just look at it.
Jake.
It's like a rolling scrum.
And find the resolve to go on, watch back, you know, and fight this case, which is what he's going to do.
Are you concerned with the safety box? Yes,
I'm concerned for everyone in the safety.
Go ahead, I'm done. You can have it. I got my shot. I don't care.
I was trying to get your back. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
You got your shot? I think so. Thank you.
Wow.
Convicted of numerous felonies, but Trump is running for president in his state. Do you think there's some bias there? Be honest.
My honest answer is
20-something felonies versus 3.
I hear you. I hear you. That is right.
Versus 3. And this guy offered up $50 million in bail.
Has anyone actually like sat down and kind of explained to you what's going on? They fully agree?
Yeah. It's better for the person who's been housed there. It's a little less difficult. NBC is famously, I'll just put it difficult to be there.
You mean conditions-wise?
Conditions-wise.
Maybe with the other inmates and like maybe the way that the COs are, or
It's just NBC has historically had tremendous problems, and the problems aren't resolved.
And Essex will be better, you think,
how is he feeling right now?
for him?
I think Essex would be better. He's focused on his defense. He's focused
As best as he can be in this bad situation.
That's true.
What did he say to you when this happened? Did he say anything to you? Did he give you like make any emotions to you after he found out that it was denied again?
He's disappointed. He's disappointed that it was denied, and he's a tough guy, like in the real sense, like not like, you know, he's been through a lot, and he is resolved to keep defending himself. He's not broken.
Can I ask you a quick question? Are you planning on filing any motions immediately to try and raise this issue again and getting
We are. That's under serious consideration, and we're going to talk to him about that probably tomorrow, and that certainly it could happen in a matter of days or a week or 2 weeks at the most.
Do you realistically see him spending most of the time behind bars before trial?
It's very much of a possibility at this point. It's a possibility. We're going to try and do everything in our power to minimize, but you know, the judge certainly thinks that's what's going to happen.
And how does Combs feel about that? Was he upset with what you had to say on his behalf?
He wasn't upset.
Frustrated?
He wasn't frustrated. I think he's resolved to try to get out. What do you have to do?
Will you add any other legal experts to the team just to give you some extra help?
I want you guys to get that car. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens.
Because there's only so much you can do. You're
That's
one man,
true. That's true.
and this is a big case. You got the whole government. Would you advise him, hey, let's bring a few more people on the team, some investigators?
Yeah, we do have some investigators.
Okay.
So we're talking about it.
Do you plan on investigating any of the prosecutors or the judges just to see if there's any collusion?
No, I don't tend to do that. You know, that's not usually the right move. I'm going to investigate the facts. I mean, Mr. Combs has maintained that he's innocent. He's a smart guy. He knows what he did and he didn't do. He knows what he intended and didn't intend. And I believe him. And we're gonna defend him. And we're gonna bring this case to trial as soon as possible. He testified in his last trial and he got acquitted. You know, he's a man who knows what it's like to have a jury of 12 New Yorkers look at you and say not guilty. And he's looking forward to that happening again. He went to rehab for a period of time. He's in a program now in New York. I don't want to get into too many of the details of these things. These are confidential, situations. But he takes his strength of character and his growth very seriously, and he works really hard to be a better person every day.
That's right.
He does.
Do you think that this was a money grab that got blown out of proportion? Because, I mean, people were okay while they were on payroll, but it wasn't until they stopped getting paid that now you hear all these allegations and people want money. People are waiting 6, 7, 8 years to make complaints.
What we know, all I'll say about that is this all grew out of civil cases. Nobody ran to the cops. Nobody ran to Homeland Security or to the police or the FBI and say, I'm the victim of a crime. They ran to plaintiffs' lawyers and said, I want to sue, Mr. Combs. That's how the case started. You can take your conclusion.
Can you describe the conditions of
So it is. The food is inedible, from what I've been told. It's way too hot in the summer. Sometimes there's no heat at all in the winter. The toilet water's been known to freeze. It's violent. Someone like Mr. Combs, might be a target for certain things, and we can't let that happen.
Will he be open in population while he's there?
He's not. I don't know how they're gonna handle it. I mean, right now he's
they
not.
should put him in general pop because solitary confinement will make you go crazy.
How is he grappling? It was almost exactly a year ago that he was moving to New York City. How is he grappling with where he is now?
I don't think he's thinking about it that way. I think he has these challenges that he's facing, and he's going to deal with those. He's not one to look backwards all that much. I mean, he's a very forward-looking person, and to his great credit, I think he has tremendous strength of character, and he really does firmly believe in his innocence, and I think that helps him.
Can you just comment on how disappointing it is to get the bail application denied?
Listen, I'm a defense lawyer. I get my heart broken, every day, and my heart's kind of broken now.
One of the things that you were attempting to do today is separate the issue of sex from violence here, and that was clearly something that couldn't be resolved after the prosecution of the judge. Can you talk a little bit about that thought process? Clearly, you've seen that on the surveillance video that two are related.
So what I was explaining to the judge, and what I firmly believe is true, is that the best aspects of that particular relationship was their intimate time together. I don't think there's any problems there. What the worst times of that relationship was that there was mutual infidelity, by Mr. Combs and by
a single rich man, a single wealthy man.
Excuse me, but one could argue, though it is a civil suit that was settled, clearly Cassie Ventura believes otherwise, that there are two very diverging versions of the story.
I expect that is going to be the centerpiece of the trial, and that's why we have trials. She has a view, and I'm not commenting on anyone's name. That's one thing I'm not. Some witnesses will have a view, government witnesses will have a view, defense witnesses will have a view, and a jury of 12 New Yorkers will decide.
Really quickly, an associate of Diddy's head allows stepped down yesterday from his company. Is there any relation to this case?
I don't know why he's still there. I don't know he's still there.
Because it happened on the same day.
I'm going to go. We'll have the walk sign. I hope that I told you guys what should the park.
One request to tell the professionals, ex-employees said, well,